Nominating Pokestops in Pokemon Go is a great feature. It allows you to take control of your local gameplay experience. But if you're unsure of how to do this, or just need to be put in the right direction, this video will give you guidance on how to nominate your first Pokestop and every single other one that you ever nominate. So let's get right into it. Some prerequisites, or our step 0 for this video, is to be at least level 37 to be able to nominate Pokestops. But if you aren't level 37, check out my XP guide linked in the description. And you must have passed the Niantic Wayfarer quiz. To complete this quiz, go to the Niantic Wayfarer website. Be sure to review the eligibility, rejection, and acceptance criteria, and then complete that quiz. It should be pretty easy for you. Our step 1, after those 2 prerequisites, is to find something to nominate. Choose whichever spot you want to nominate. Just be sure it's within the acceptance criteria and eligibility criteria and doesn't meet any of the rejection criteria. If you're struggling to find something to nominate, I've actually created a guide on some of the best things that you can nominate in your local area, so I'll leave a link to that in the description if you want to check it out. Step 2, what you want to do is go to the area of what you're nominating and start your nomination. So just go into your Pokemon Go settings, click Uploads, and click the new Pokestop button to start. After you select the location of your Pokestop, take some pictures. One that you want to have as the actual photo of the Pokestop that's going to be on the end result of the Pokestop, and one of the item from a different angle. One that shows its surroundings while still including the item in the photo. Just make sure that the photo is high quality and that it meets all the acceptance criteria and no rejection criteria for photos. Be sure to wipe off your camera with your shirt before you take the photo just because it'll make it higher quality. Sometimes there's a glitch where you take a photo and it just brings you back to the loading screen. And if this is happening, just take the photos in your camera app instead of in Pokemon Go. And instead of clicking Take Photo in Pokemon Go, click Select Existing Photo. And then select your photo as fast as possible so it doesn't bring you out. And that's basically it. Next, fill out all the other information, like the title and the description. Don't include anything like, please accept this, or we need more Pokestops, or include your username or real name, anything, or any political views or anything that doesn't have to do with the actual location itself. Also be sure to use proper spelling, grammar, and capitalization, just so it'll look nicer on the nomination. The title should be as short as possible while still describing what the item is. And the description doesn't have to be super long, it can be pretty short as well. And finally, you have to explain why the nomination would be a good waste spot, which is basically the word for Pokestop. You may want to include links to information about the location or the item, but I wouldn't really bother with that. I would just explain why it meets the acceptance criteria. Also, be sure to disprove any potential controversy. Like if it looks like it may not meet the criteria on the surface, but it actually does, it just doesn't quite look like it, be sure to address that in your little description at the end. This thing that you're writing at the end basically just tells the reviewers why it would be a good Pokestop or waste spot. Now you just press the submit nomination button and we wait. Once the verdict is out, you will receive an email from Niantic and it'll tell you whether it was accepted or rejected. If it was accepted, it may not appear in-game for up to 48 hours, so don't get too worried if it doesn't appear immediately, but if it's been 48 hours or more, it's most likely not going to appear in-game because it was too close to other existing Pokestops. And if it was accepted and appeared in-game, congratulations, you just have a new Pokestop in your local area. But if it was rejected, it usually gives you a reason why if you open up the Niantic Wayfarer website and go to your nomination. And once rejected, you can actually appeal the rejection. You can only do this once a month, so be wise with it. But once you do appeal it, a Niantic employee, not just an AI bot or someone reviewing like a volunteer worker, a Niantic employee will actually review it. And when you're writing the appeal message, be sure to address any of the reasons it gave for it not to be accepted. But if your appeal gets rejected, then it just won't get accepted. But if it was due to something like an incorrect description or a bad title or a bad photo, you can nominate the Pokestop over again if you still believe it qualifies, even if it gets rejected. I hope this video helped you create your first Pokestop, or you at least learned something to help you on your journey to making it. Like I said, if you're struggling to find things to nominate, I'll link my guide to that in the description. It's basically just a list of things that you can nominate that there should be a ton of in your local area. And most importantly, remember that Jesus loves you. Peace out and God bless.